Israel and Hamas have agreed to a ceasefire deal. The duo has agreed to the first phase of Trump's Gaza plan. This comes after both states have been raging a war for 2 years. The agreement of a ceasefire deal between Hamas and Israel was announced by the US President Donald Trump in a post on Truth Social. In his post, Trump said, "I'm very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line as the first steps toward a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. This is a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, all surrounding nations, and the United States of America, and we thank the mediators from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey who worked with us to make this historic and unprecedented event happen. Blessed are the peacemakers." According to several diplomatic sources, the agreement emerged from ongoing talks held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, involving Israel, Hamas, and US envoys. US President Donald Trump in September this year unveiled a 20-point plan for Gaza, which was designed to put an end to the war. This plan includes phases on ceasefire prisoner and hostage exchanges, a partial Israeli pullback, and ultimately a transition to a provisional governance structure in Gaza. Under the first phase of the ceasefire agreement, Hamas will release 48 Israelis who were taken hostage during the October 7, 2023 attack. However, out of these, around 20 are believed to be alive. According to reports, the remaining hostages are presumed dead, but their remains are expected to be returned as part of the deal. In exchange, Israel will release Palestinian prisoners and detainees held in its prisons. Based on the framework of the previous ceasefire arrangement, at least 100 Palestinians are expected to be freed for every hostage release. According to a detailed statement from the White House, once all hostages are released, both alive and deceased, Israel will move forward with the release of 250 Palestinians serving life sentences as well as 1,700 Gazans detained after the Hamas attack, including women and children. The White House has said for every Israeli hostage whose remains are released, Israel will release the remains of 15 deceased Gazans. Following President Trump's Gaza ceasefire plan, the release of hostages is expected to take place by Saturday within 72 hours of Israel's formal acceptance of the agreement. Not only this, the first phase will also facilitate the entry of vital humanitarian aid into Gaza, where millions are facing severe food shortages and famine-like conditions as per the Qatari Foreign Ministry. The aid convoys are expected to include food, fuel, and medical supplies coordinated through international agencies. As per Trump's proposed framework, once both sides confirm their agreement to the terms, all military operations, including aerial and artillery bombardment, will be suspended and battle lines will remain frozen until conditions are met for the complete staged withdrawal. The plan marks a significant diplomatic push to end months of bloodshed, which began on October 7, 2023, when Hamas launched a terror attack in southern Israel, killing approximately 1,200 people and taking 250 hostages. In retaliation, Israel imposed a complete siege on the Gaza Strip and declared war. Since then, around 67,000 Palestinians have been killed, the majority of them women and children. Following Trump's announcement, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described it as a great day for Israel. On X, he said,
"With the approval of the first phase of the plan, all our hostages will be brought home. This is a diplomatic success and a national and moral victory for the state of Israel. From the beginning, I made it clear we will not rest until all our hostages return and all our goals are achieved. Through steadfast resolve, powerful military action, and the great efforts of our great friend and ally President Trump, we have reached this critical turning point. I thank President Trump for his leadership, his partnership, and his unwavering commitment to the safety of Israel and the freedom of our hostages. God bless Israel, God bless America, God bless our great alliance."
Reacting to the ceasefire, Hamas also released a statement saying the agreement stipulated an end to the war on Gaza, the occupation's withdrawal from it, the entry of aid, and a prisoner exchange. It thanked Qatar, Egypt, Turkey, and Trump for their mediation efforts, and it also called on Trump and other parties to compel the occupation government to fully implement the agreement's requirement and not allow it to evade or delay the implementation of what has been agreed upon. per Trump's 20-point Gaza plan, Gaza will become a de-radicalized terror-free zone, ensuring it no longer poses any threat to neighbors. The region will be redeveloped for the benefit of Gazans, focusing on rebuilding lives after years of suffering. If both sides accept the plan, the war will end immediately. Israeli forces will halt operations and freeze positions until a full staged withdrawal is completed. Within 72 hours of Israel accepting the agreement, all hostages, alive or deceased, will be returned. After hostages are freed, Israel will release 250 life-term prisoners and 1,700 detained Gazans, plus 15 Gazan remains for each Israeli deceased hostage. Hamas members who disarm and commit to peace will receive amnesty. Those who wish to leave Gaza will be granted safe passage. Upon signing, full humanitarian aid will enter Gaza, covering water, power, hospitals, bakeries, and rubble clearance per the January 19, 2025 deal. Aid distribution will be handled by the UN, Red Crescent, and neutral international bodies, with Rafah crossing reopened under the earlier mechanism. Gaza will be run by a temporary technocratic Palestinian committee supervised by a new board of peace led by Donald Trump with global partners including Tony Blair. A Trump economic development plan will be created to attract investment through experts behind modern Middle Eastern cities, creating jobs and growth in Gaza. A special economic zone will be formed with preferential tariffs and access rates negotiated with partner nations. No one will be forced to leave Gaza. Those who wish may freely leave and return with incentives to stay and rebuild. Hamas and other factions will have no role in governance. All military and terror infrastructure will be dismantled under international supervision. Regional partners will guarantee that Hamas and other factions comply with demilitarization and Gaza remains peaceful and non-threatening. A temporary international stabilization force supported by the US, Arab nations and others will secure Gaza and train vetted Palestinian police. Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza. The IDF will withdraw in phases as the ISF assumes control, retaining only a temporary perimeter presence for security. If Hamas rejects or delays, the aid and reconstruction will still continue in IDF to ISF-controlled terror-free zones. An interfaith dialogue process will be established to promote tolerance and coexistence, reshaping Israeli and Palestinian narratives towards peace. With Gaza's redevelopment and Palestinian Authority reforms, conditions could enable a credible path to Palestinian statehood. The US will initiate talks between Israel and the Palestinians to define a political roadmap for long-term coexistence and peace. So what is your opinion on the matter? Share with us in the comment section below.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.